tour today. There's a little bit of history and possibly quite a bit of tasting. But this is a cultural tour. And welcome also to Stellenbosch. We're not quite in Stellenbosch, but we're close enough. So a quick history lesson, very, very quickly. As you know, in 1652, Jan van Riebeeck arrived in the Cape with these three ships, the Reiger, the Tiger, the Titanic. And you know the ships' names. We should have a questionnaire on that. Yes, Dromedaris is one, the Reiger was one, and the other one? Goede, well done. But
I came by plane. KLM.
Jan van Riebeeck brought with him some little, what do you call it?
Vines.
Yeah,
Vines.
stockies. And planted some vines, some vineyards. But I think in 1659 the first wine was made at the Cape. It was absolute rubbish, because he knew nothing about winemaking. So when Simon van der Stel arrived here, he told him that he was planting on the wrong side of the mountain. He would go behind, and that's where Fruit Constantia came from.
Also, he planted, as far as I know, planted wrong with the wind.
Yes, correct. So, a brief history. Stellenbosch is the second oldest town in South Africa after Cape Town. And in 1679, Simon van der Stel and a couple of his friends, there were no highways or trains or aeroplanes, nothing. It was wild. I mean, the Irlander were roaming here up to Solaris Pass. It was bush. And so he loved naming things. So on horseback they arrived at the first river that they were to cross, but it was evening by then, and so they had to camp there. And since it was the first river, he called it Yesterday, because he was Dutch, first river. And then the next day they went on to the area that we call now Stellenbosch. But it was so rich in bush and trees that he decided to call it after himself, Stellenbosch, because he was Simon van der Stel, the bush of van der Stel. They call it Stellenbosch. He went on to call many things after himself. The mountain, Simon's Berg. The meadow, Simon's Vlei. Even a part of the Falls Bay area for a while was called Simon's Bay. And Simon's Stad. So he loved calling things after himself.
He could go for President of the United States.
Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. It is summer. It is hot. I hope you took my advice to take some sunscreen. Those of you that are fair-skinned. It is also snake season. And so cobras and puff adders are prevalent in the Cape in summer. So if you go into the vineyards, please make sure that you have a look where you run, where you walk. Puff adders are quite lazy creatures. They like to just curl up and lie in the sun in the path, and they will not move out of your way. And they're so camouflaged you can hardly see them, but they strike is immensely fast, and they strike backwards, by the way. So be careful. I've got a medic-kit in the car. As you know, part of our course is to do a first aid course, so I'm qualified in that. Only level 1, so I can't do heart surgery. But I can immobilize the patient if there's something wrong. Hopefully we might not need more than a plaster today. And then safe driving when you go back. Lara, I think, is safe, but the rest of us...
No, I'm usually not brave up. Once
She's
I'm
not
on the
safe
road,
on
it's
the wine
okay.
estate.
No.
I have a bad record on mine.
Emergency numbers, as you know, 112 from your cell phone. You can get anybody. Our itinerary for today would be Audacia first. And from here we'll go to Webbersburg. And from Webbersburg we go to Route 44, where we will have lunch. And those are approximate times. Now these two farms are very different. They're extremely different. I chose them deliberately to include it in this half-day tour, two diverse farms, especially to explain how diverse our country is. Webbersburg is from 1786, and if I remember correctly, 1930s, 1930. I won't steal your thunder and tell the story because it's quite a romantic story about Audacia. So for me, it's a symbol of how we, as a diverse country, can be united. Webbersburg will be approximate 12:30 and Route 44, 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30, around about there. I have a little device here with me, so if you guys want Wi-Fi, there's free Wi-Fi. The code is 12345678990. Just look for Prestige Tours. Tastings are prepaid. Any gratuities you would like to give the staff, it's entirely up to you. And then please support our wineries by buying lots of wine. Last thing I'd like to say is have fun. And I'd like to hand over to Trevor to tell us more about Audacia. Trevor, the owner of Audacia.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.